one lap at a time. 24 hours to climb. Shaun setting fuel, Ameer checking tires. I'm just here trying to tame the fire. Not real cars, tell that to my hands. Shaking like I'm on the grid at Le Mans. Breathe in, one blink, countdown's on. Been training all week, now the doubt is gone. Shaun's on stints, 1 and 3's ice cold mind. Ameer's taking night shift, third eye blind. I'm just watching the split, my heart in the loop. This ain't just pixels, this is my truth. Pits map tight, strat set clean, but you can't script chaos in a 24 dream.
No break to the soul, no pause when it hurts. You either die at the wheel or you live in the dirt. Don't close your eyes, the storm has begun. Hold on tight, here comes the ride.
This is the moment, this is the fight. One shot, one chance, one endless night. Shaun on the left and Ameer on the line. We bleed through the ring just to cross that sign. No fear, no breaks, no giving in. We were born to burn, we were built to win.
So light it up and trust the climb. We're chasing glory, one lap at a time.
Green flag drops, we launch like rage. Lunging in tight on turn 3 stage. Traffic in chaos, break like rain. Half a second wide and you kiss the pain. But Shaun's like steel cold calculated. Slips through gaps like time's been faded. Ameer calls fuel, voice clear in the dark while I'm battling thoughts in a high-speed ball. My wrist cramps, I clench, shoulders gone stiff, but I ain't quitting now, nah, I live for this shift. This is the pressure, this is the grind. One shot, one road, one chance. Yo, this wheel's my weapon, this chair's my stage. Shaun's at the wheel and Ameer's uncaged. We don't sleep, we reload, refocus. Every lap's truth, every corner's opus. Pit crew blood, adrenaline drip. Reset my soul with every grip. Don't need fame, don't want fake cheers. I race through fire, I face my fears.
Don't you break when the silence grows. Don't you blink when the red light goes. You better lose yourself in the light of the zone. One chance to rise, one line to own. The ring, the rush, the world you know. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home.
Can't pause this pain, can't mute my name. I don't play for fun, I race through flame. Disconnected, now I'm dialed in. While they scroll feeds, I go for the win. This ain't fake, this ain't pretend. It's me plus my brothers, lap to the end. Got fuel in my blood, I burn through doubt. And if I crash, I'll crawl it out.
Don't let go, let the engine cry. Even ghosts can learn to fly. You better lose yourself in the moment alone. Every lap you run carves you in stone. One crew, one fight, one path unknown. You only get one shot,
Good morning, happy Friday, welcome to the pit stop. I hope I'm talking loud enough. I'll explain why I'm being a little on the quiet side for me. Hopefully the audio is okay. A lot going on here behind the scenes, so how are you all doing? It's Friday. It always gets me pumped up doing the pit stop on Friday morning, getting in tune with everything going on in sim racing, talking sim racing, and getting ready for the weekend where this is actually going to be a big weekend because we have the kickoff of the Simpit road racing series. Shoot, I don't have a graphic. I'll have to pull that up on the fly at the end. But we do kick that off in the Super Formula Lights, which I'm looking forward to, but I haven't had any time to practice. That'll be part of the story as well. So let's kick things off today with some good mornings. How are you all doing on this beautiful Friday? David Payne, Star Fox, and Sean Sebran. How are you three guys doing? Brian Ostrike, Elvis H., and Joa all chiming in as well. Good morning to you, Caracticus and Michael Nielsen. So Spatial Dragons here as well. So yeah, catch you up real quick. Nothing's come out of the Simpit in the last 7 days, and I do apologize for that. Some of you who are on the inside or on the know why, and I'll explain all that in a moment here. And I promised you guys a lot coming off of Sim Expo. I have a ton of enthusiasm and momentum going, but unfortunately it all got put a little bit on pause. So here I am in my studio, right? This has been my bedroom for the last week. My mom came into town on Monday, and I've been enjoying her company. She's having a great vacation up here in Santa Rosa. We've been taking her around when working on some projects that she's brought up here to get some help with to take back home. And anyway, it has me sleeping in the studio, which has made it very hard to work. Plus, Mom's been here, so I really wanted to focus on my mom being here, not on work. So unfortunately, it means all production got put on hold, and simultaneous, look, I'm flying solo. Where's Ameer? Ameer got delayed. He was also on vacation the same week by pure coincidence, which is unfortunate because it really increased the slowdown. But he got delayed, so he was going to be here today, but his flight got delayed, his train got delayed, and I am flying solo for the day. So with that said, looks like my brother and my mom are going to be touring around today, so I'm going to try to get back to work while they're away, hopefully crank something out. And I actually missed a deadline, which is, we get opportunities as reviewers. Sometimes we get gear before it's released, and we're allowed to test it out in private. And occasionally you'll see something on the show, and maybe I have it covered up in the background. And I think, again, those on the know what's going on. But anyway, behind me is the ES2 seat. It's actually a fiberglass sheet seat with a hydro-dipped carbon fiber finish. It's a two-piece fixed back racing seat. It's a little on the expensive side, but it is kind of a cool seat and has a couple features that are definitely worth focusing on. So I'm going to do my best to get that review out as soon as possible. Not to mention, I've got the AZ racing chassis, that red, white, and black one you might remember from our Discord. That review is pretty much done. So it's just like I got some editing, some final works to do, and then you're going to see things starting to crank out. And again, I have a ton of momentum, a ton of enthusiasm, and still riding the vibe coming off of Sim Gaming Expo. So that's what's going on here. I am having a great time, but it has slowed things down just a little bit. So with that said, let's move into the news. How are you all doing on this Friday? What do you guys have going on? Any big plans this weekend? Star Fox, I just told you where Ameer was, so I covered that. Good morning, Connor. How are you? Good morning, Callum. How are you? And Star Fox, I'll let her know you said hello. She'll appreciate that. Let's see. If it's not fireproof, it's not for sim racing. You got it. Safety. Safety is very, very important for sure. All right, let's head over to the iRacing camp and see what they've got going on. Where is my mouse? Where's my cursor? And why is this? Hold on, let me see if I can adjust this. Is this better or worse? It's worse. Let's go like that. I think I'm supposed to have my chat up here. Oh, here. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. Give me a moment to do a little house cleaning here. And again, I'm talking a little on the quiet side. My mom is asleep upstairs, and I'm trying to not wake her while doing the show. Does that work for me or not? No, I think I prefer the regular chat. Hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. but I think I will leave that screen there. I just have to look down. Forgive me, I'm looking all over the place. Good morning, Hitchy. How you doing, bud? David S. Good morning. Happy Friday to you. I thought this was a cool post. I saw this at Oracle Red Bull Sim Racing. It was actually reposted by iRacing. Proudly unveiling their all-female team for the MSPT UK Esport British F4 Esport Championships. So here you've got Paige Doenbow, Anne-Marie De Pascal, Rebecca Morel, Diana Perez, Mia Rose, and Belle Wells. So, yeah, great to see a all-female esport team, especially running under such a prestigious banner. That makes it even kind of cooler, in my opinion. Other thing I want to talk about, not a lot to talk about at iRacing, actually, but the NASCAR, we're only a few weeks away from the launch of NASCAR 25. I know they've released some graphic settings and things like that, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm having a hard time getting enthusiastic. I mean, I feel like if you have iRacing, that unless you don't do a lot of league racing, you're just maybe looking for a single player mode. I don't necessarily see why you go to this game, but you know, I think from people who aren't in iRacing, it's going to be a really good launch point into getting into iRacing. You can get really serious with NASCAR 25, realize and hear the name iRacing through that sim or game, and then, let me check it out. And then you find out, oh wow, it's this whole new world of PC gaming, or, you know, so it could be kind of cool. One other thing I wanted to bring up, I just thought this was kind of funny or cool. Where was it? Here. Oh, where'd it go? Ooh, Bathurst 1000's here. You guys gonna rock the mountain? The mountain has rocked me every time I've done it. Alright, so here. I pose this question to you guys, and while I give you time to answer, I will give you my personal experience. I'm not going to go into great detail on it, but you often share the virtual track with real-world drivers in iRacing. Who have you raced against? So really, I mean, who have you? I mean, we've all found ourselves in a room or a lobby, and we're like, oh my god, that's Sage Karam. Oh my god, that's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Oh my god, you know, and the list goes on and on and on. Tony Kanaan. Who have you found yourself on the virtual track with? And do you even remember the car and track combo? For me, it's hard to really cite. I've had the same experiences as most of you online, random occurrences of a pro racer coming into iRacing and crashing a room, and you know, it's really cool. It's kind of fun. It's a special step up or a special honor to that, even a practice session. For me, I've also had a lot of these in person as well, whether it be working parties for, you know, Project Cars launch, or working CXE parties, or just working at CXE or various trade shows over the years. Thrustmaster launch, where I raced against Oriole Surveya. The list goes on and on and on, and honestly, I've had more in-person battles than I have online battles. But who have you found yourself racing against online? I don't see any responses. Come on, you guys. What's up? None of you have had a pro racing experience, a pro driver in your room. I find that hard to believe. Anyway, I thought that was kind of a cool question. It made me kind of reminisce on some moments in my sim racing time. Brian Ostrike, you spun in front of Jensen Button turn one lap when at Road Atlanta in the Skippy. He was running Braun GP colors. That is awesome. You might be notorious in his memory of sim racing, Brian. Forgive me, I am a little congested as well. Connor. Good morning, Connor. You have run against Fernando Alonso in the Formula Vs. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. You gotta... Oh, my dog is so unhappy with me having my door shut. I'm trying to keep the sound into the room, and he is now outside. Hold on. Forgive me, guys. It's for Mama Cole. Come in for a while? Hi. You could be in here. Hi. Yeah, what's up, buddy? I am working, though. We gotta get back to work. Do you want out? Let me know. But the door's gonna stay shut. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Life gets in the way of sim racing. It's something we have to manage. It's something we have to balance in our lives. Alright, a lot coming out of Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa Evo, you know, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a very big deal. The Ferrari F1 2004, driven by Michael Schumacher, wrote the most glorious chapters in Formula One. I would back that. And will be featured in the upcoming .3 release of Assetto Corsa Evo to unleash yourself in multiplayer races until the last breaking point. Let's check out some pictures. This is probably the heyday of my Formula One fandom. Right there. Look at that. Look at the flat spots on those tires, by the way. Look at that. Oh, my dog wants out. All right, I'll get some hellos while you guys check this detail out. Good morning, Stephen Dager. How you doing, buddy? Let's see here. Doesn't get starstruck anymore. Why would he? Oh, I am not the biggest at all, Star Fox. Spatial's run against Max Verstappen. I think I've been in a room with Max. Stephen Dager. Back in 2011, he had a chase. Elliott, Brandon Jones, and a few others you can't recall. They would go into their hosted league races. That's awesome. Joe has run with Dale Jr. and a few spotters like TJ Majors, right? GT7, lots of news there. Well, Tim, I have some. Make sure you watch my back if I miss anything. Hinchy's run with Dale a few times. He's certainly the old legend of sim racing. All right, let me let the dog out of here real quick, and then we'll try to get back on track. Did you want to go out? Yeah, it's not very fun in here, is it? Okay, we're back. Sorry. And again, I am talking in my quiet voice. Forgive me, everybody. I'm not somber. I'm in a great mood. I'm just trying to keep it a little on the quiet side. So with this, what we have is the .3 update to Assetto Corsa Evo. And this, again, is a very, very big update. Lots of things throughout the entire sim. So, you know, for starters, let's talk 9 new cars, 2 new racetracks, 2 new showrooms. And then we also have multiplayer step 1, updated tire model, augmented audio features, new multi-function display, 1000 hertz damping algorithm. And they have all the release notes, so they have some more details here defining some of those things, like the updated tire model, for example, evolution of thermal behavior, updates to tire compounds. That's big. And then we have some graphical improvements, optimization, UI improvements, camera improvements. So again, very big. You know, if you've only dabbled in Evo, it might be time to redabble. Anyway, so here we're looking at the Mercedes-Benz 190. I love that car. I was a huge fan of these boxy, you know, you had the BMWs, which always kind of looked like this, the Mercedes, the Alfa Romeo. I don't know what that generation of boxy type 4-door sedans were, but they're the, like, sort of the OG of the sport 4-door cars, really. Obviously, we're looking at Eau Rouge and Spa, and Red Bull Ring. I know that turn one. Some other cars. We've got the Ferrari 2004, which we talked about. We've got the BMW M30 E30 variant, which, if you're a BMW person, which particular series, you know, whether it's an E30 or whatever, is a big deal. So again, this particular gen, the Audi RS6 Avant and the Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport car. All right, we'll get a look at these in a little more detail. I like kind of how they've gone like with the Gran Turismo scapes and things like that. That's a cool looking shot. There's that. Oh, those. Yes. Those beasts. And there's the Cayman. And let's see. I think that was it. Let me catch up with you guys, see what you're saying. Dale Jr. and TJ Majors. Yeah, Steven. Same. Didn't know. Oh, it was imposters. You never know. Wow, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, Wow? Alash, good morning to you. Good morning, buddy. All right, let's see. Le Mans Ultimate, they're also pumping things up. So, 3 cars, 3 tracks, 3 packs. Save on new ELMS content with the ELMS Season Pass and download it as soon as it's released. Take advantage of even more savings with a limited time 10% launch discount. That ended on the 23rd, sorry. Did we have anything else from them? I don't think so. I know there was a hot fix, right? So on the 23rd, we had the V1.1 update. Brand new European LMS content plus custom livery updates in-game and Livery Hub now available in Race Control. It's only 3 weeks till Sin Expo. That's crazy. And then I know there's a hot fix to that as well, right? Liveries, that other series, there it is, public update. Crashes at 48 and 100% are happening. Those have been fixed. And they're at the Fuji. I know that as well. All right, there you go. Catches you up on things. 3 weeks till Expo. Any of you going? Turn up output. Sorry, Christian. I'm talking quiet because my mom is sleeping. But let me see what I can do about cranking up the mic. Test, test, test. Oh, I was probably a little louder there. I'm going to try to crank it up a little more. Give me a moment. All right, is that better? Is that better? I might have to overboost a little, perhaps. Forgive me. I could. Whoa, sorry. That might be better as well. You have to tolerate that in my face now. Are we doing good now? Is this better? All right, switching things over to Project Motor Racing. There's a lot going on the simulation side of racing right now. You're going to hang out with Ameer again. Oh, that's awesome. You guys rocked it last year, that's for sure. So anyway, we've got some of the specs for the 911, the newest, the latest slut, the most perfect, no, the perfect on the volume. Sorry, I read that and put it into my audio, into my output here. Anyway, the 911 GT3 R992, the biggest slut in sim racing. I can't think of a sim that it's not in, but hey, it's a important, iconic car. So check out some shots of that, baby. In the air, a little bit. All right. And we have more. But wait, there's more. Let's see here. We have the... oh yeah. Much more. The Mazda 787B. If my mom wasn't here, I'd try to give you my best impersonation of that car's sound, but it wouldn't do it justice, that's for sure. So that's something you'll be able to drive in there as well. And that's it. They have this new video.
In Project Motor Racing's Ranked Online, we don't just want to simulate the race. We want to simulate the pre-race butterflies in your stomach, the elation when it all comes together, and the agony when you know you zigged when you should have zagged. To gain access to Ranked Online Racing, you'll first be asked to complete a license test, inspired by real-world regional and international competition procedures, and for the same reason, to ensure drivers on the grid know what they're doing. Don't worry if you fail right away, you can always try again. Your license test results will give you an initial driver rating, a simple 0 to 100 tag that combines both cleanliness and finishing position into one easy-to-understand number.
So be sure to shower.
This rating that will change based on your results throughout your online career is used to sort you into races with rivals of a similar skill level. So far, nothing new. But here's where we're doing things a little differently. As racers, we all know that GT4 cars are not even close to the same thing as Group C prototypes.
Oh.
Which is why you'll be assigned a driver rating for every car class in Project Motor Racing, so that no matter what you race, you'll be seated appropriately. This means you can...
That's something that iRacing needs to do. Their iRating going across all cars, I think, is a big flaw in the system. Because while you might be a... I'm just saying ranking, so using this numbers, not but saying your actual, but you might be a 3,000 level Mazda driver. Well, not really. I didn't mean to point to myself there. You might be a 3,000 level Mazda driver, but maybe only a 1,200 GT3 driver or Formula style. They have enough players now that they should consider either creating more stages but separating those rankings a little bit. What do you guys think?
As in real racing, be a GT legend while also being a relative rookie in prototypes. Your career, your choice. Focus on mastering just one discipline or try mastering them all. It's up to you.
I'm getting butterflies.
Ranked races are all part of month-long championships for each car class. Your 2 best races from each week count towards your championship standing, with the points scored based...
Okay, you can watch the rest on your own. But that's cool. That's cool. And that's it from Project Motor Racing. I have reached out to them, but they didn't reply yet, trying to get in on testing. So if they don't, and I'll buy it and give you my opinion. Some hot fixes coming out of BeamNG. Not a lot out. We had the update last week with those limousines. Was that last week? Yeah, that was just last week. I'm losing my mind, people. Anyway, they've done some hot fixes to that and some other little improvements in the near future. So that's cool. I'm kind of... okay, so this is big. I thought I was getting ahead of myself a little bit there. RaceRoom. Say what you will about RaceRoom. RaceRoom has gone through a major facelift / update. I haven't done it yet, but I definitely need to try it out. It's been a long time since I've said I need to try it out when talking about RaceRoom. This update's big enough that I need to try it out. This update, in my opinion, on paper, is big enough that, quite honestly, they should at least call themselves RaceRoom 2.0. Or, what is RaceRoom? That's a silly title. Anyway, so they have a grid talk where they're spelling out a lot of the update that came out yesterday on the 24th. Let's see, we're talking about hypercars, Renault, Laguna, ranked multiplayer, and graphics update. Let's see here. I think we have some... Well, here. This will do it. No, let's... maintenance mode. Did they have a video? Here, let's just go here. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Hypercars! See, it has features that are really cool. But yeah, this is big for RaceRoom. You're going to want to try it out, is my estimation. We're all going to want to try it out, is my estimation. So, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we talked about the hyper... This Lamborghini, that is a sexy car. I'm not usually a Lamborghini styling person, funny enough. That SC63 is really something. Yeah, it's better looking than that Porsche, better looking than that BMW, in my opinion. Could be the coloring, too. The Renault Laguna. And, yeah, so a lot going on at RaceRoom. So, across the board. Look at the changelog here. Yeah, Joa, that's what I think. I think this is a missed opportunity. I really do. Joe has said they really need to re-release it or it will never gain traction ever again, which is fair, which is sad. This was an opportunity. You know, and they could have, I know brand hey, we just changed the logo at the Simpit long ago, and that's, you know, it's dangerous when you change the name or change the logo. But RaceRoom, in my opinion, was always a silly name. They could have, you know, come out with a new name by RaceRoom, right? You know, Glory Racing by RaceRoom, or something like that. And they could have held out maybe just a little bit more, pulled their content, made some other changes to make it a little bit more different, and then boom, here we are. Glory Racing by RaceRoom, or something like that. So yeah, I think that this sim, it is a lot better than it gets credit for, and I'm very curious what this update did. And when I try it, I'll give you my, you know, next opinion on whether it deserved a new name and a new title. But it's been so long since I played RaceRoom, I don't know if I can have that good of a comparative opinion, to be honest with you. So, Gran Turismo, lots going on. I don't see the thing. I know they did a partnership with Dunlop, I believe it was. That's something that they've got going on. They've got the new free update with free update 1.63 with 5 new events, 5 cars. The ultra rare 25 Mazda Spirit Racing Roadster 12R, the Opel Corsa 23 Hyundai Elantra N, and the Toyota FJ4 OV Land Cruiser and the RAV4. Update drop starting blah, blah, on September 24th. Is this a different video? I think that's the same video, isn't it? BeamNG Glory Hole Racing. How does RaceRoom packs on their store work? Is the big one everything but new prototypes? I don't know how much they've tried RaceRoom Evo. Oh my god, just totally troll. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be funny. iRacing. Let's see. Was there more? I know they had their racing going on. More videos of the same. 2 new tracks. The December update's going to bring us 2 new tracks. Is that right? I didn't see that. Did I miss it? Oh yeah, they sold 100 million units. Free major update coming in December. Thank you. 2 new courses. Yas Marina Circuit, Jill Villeneuve Circuit. 8 new cars. Data logger function. Enhanced weekly challenges and more. It is amazing. Look at the difference in... Well, shoot, Microsoft just fired everybody in the gaming division. I don't know what that meant, but it was like 15,000 people or something. I have all these numbers could be whack, by the way, but I know that Microsoft laid a ton of people off from the gaming division. But I look at like I know we have Forza Horizon going to launch next year, but Forza Motorsport, they like barely post anything worthy in terms of the game being carried along. It's just like weekly challenges. That's the only thing that changes, and that's about it. iRacing Evo. GT8. Gran Turismo Spec 3 is making sim naysayers eat words and buy PlayStations, rightfully so. GTC is huge news. Okay, yeah, so the Spec 3, hold on, bear with me. 100 million units. Here we go. Gran Turismo Spec 3 update rolls out this December, packing 2 brand new F1 racing circuits that we just named, 8 new vehicles, and much more. But here's a cool video of it. Thank you, guys. What is this hashtag behind your name? I don't know. I don't know. iRacing Evo GT. Right. Coach Dave of the game for free. That's cool. New Skyline. You can totally wait. Basically. Assetto Roomlista Evo. Assetto Roomlista Evo. That's funny. Anything else from Gran Turismo? Did we get it all, you guys? I know you guys cover Gran Turismo a little more detailed. I'm not really covering their, racing series this year. The guys at SCS Software, I shouldn't say guys, that implied the people at SCS Software. We're back with the new SCS On the Road episode. Join us at Ford in Dearborn, Michigan, USA, where we worked with a variety of legendary vehicles for the upcoming road trip module in American Truck Simulator. So that's kind of cool. Raptor, Bronco, F-150, and I think there was some other stuff from them. Hold on, bear with me. I know we had here we go. Journey through Louisiana DLC. So if you're into ATS, you're going to have some Louisiana DLC showcasing Shreveport, one of the state's largest cities. I need a when we cover our... we wouldn't do that today with Mom sleeping. Again, if you're joining late, forgive me. I am talking a little quiet today, a little monotone even. My mom's upstairs. My mom's visiting, so that's why it's been a little slow here. But we're actually rocking and rolling and getting a lot done today. Not just the pit stop, but some production work as well. So hopefully we're going to get things going here soon. Sunday we got a race. I got to remember to grab that graphic. All right, iRacing Arcade. Kind of intrigued. I got to admit, I'm kind of secretly excited about this one. iRacing Arcade. Build your dream racing team across global series and master bold race strategies on officially licensed cars and tracks. iRacing Arcade is coming to Steam later this fall. Look at this. Better pit crews than iRacing. Better celebrations than iRacing. Alright, so that's kind of cool. We're testing out... Hey, here, let me... Alright, let's see here. Playground. Oh, so yeah, check this out, you guys. This is actually, I found this on Fanatics page. Hey, Travis, how you doing? You pick up coins as you drive around. Me too, Sam. You gotta love when something is a fun, playable, driving arcade game. It draws you in. And this could be cool. Japan is the setting for the new Forza Horizon. I think we're going to lose our monetization on this one. We already covered Gran Turismo selling over 100 units, Gran Turismo spec. So yeah, Fanatic was actually all over the other posts, reposting today. All right, so now's one of those times. I think you guys know this about me by now. If I ever do make a mistake or I feel like I've overlooked something, it actually crushes my soul. But I'm really quick to correct it. It's important to me that we're always putting out, and it's not just the right facts. I'm pretty good on facts, but the right opinion, the right interpretation on what's going on and things. So last week, when I got to the Logitech section and talked about their new gear, I kind of glazed over it nonchalantly, like it was nothing more than like an affiliation with McLaren. And, you know, kind of ironically, to what I'm going to get to in my point here is, ironically, is that same show, we did a whole thing talking about high-end simulators and really like focusing on the elitist direction of sim racing. And what I did miss or not bring enough attention to, wow.
Wow, is very nice.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But what I kind of glazed over was that this new wheel, the RS50, is an 8 Newton meter direct drive base. And we're talking about a reasonable price. So here we are at their website. We're looking at the RS50 system, 8 Newton meter direct drive base with the steering wheel and a table clamp. So we're still talking about like intended for the starter, you know, or maybe, you know, second wheel for some people. $699 for a wheel rim base, 8 Newton meters coming from Logitech. And I don't mean to throw any shade on any other company out there. And I know some people are going to argue this and not like or agree with me, but whether you're talking about a G920, 923, my Logitech keyboards, my Logitech cameras, they always work. Everything always works for me if it says Logitech on it. Or the fail rate, considering the amount of Logitech products I've had, is so minimal. It is painless. It is thoughtless. They are on top of drivers. They're on top of updates for games. You buy a Logitech, it works. And so you can say what you want about everybody else, but almost everybody else, chances are it's going to be a little bit more complicated. So if you are a starter to sim racing, or you're just not tech savvy, you know, having an affordable direct drive 8 Newton meter base from Logitech, $699 with the wheel rim, that's just actually really reasonable. So, you know, it was sort of a contrast to the amount of high-end sims that we were actually talking about. So, also, I didn't catch this in that either. They now have a low-end load cell pedal set. So now, sure, this looks just like what we've seen out of Moza. I mean, it almost looks like somebody's copying Moza now. But yeah, you're looking at $159 for a 75 kilogram load cell brake pedal set. And they have an add-on clutch. How much was the clutch? I don't know if I have the clutch here. No, I don't have the clutch here. They had an add-on clutch, which was super cheap as well. So, nice, reasonable, like, mid-low entry level gear, which is really great to see. What are your guys' thoughts? Yeah, so Rodman said, good morning, Rod. Said Logitech always just work. Yes. It's plug and play. Yes, Tim. And yeah. Sorry if you guys cranked things up. Sorry about that. We're having a little audio weirdness because I'm talking kind of quiet. I'm talking like my normal talking voice versus my normal... I kind of... When we're doing our show, I'm usually like pretty blowing it out, right? So... Cube controls. I don't know if I really checked this out in detail when I was at the expo and they had this, but I still don't even know what it really means, to be really honest with you. So if any of you know, feel free to chime in, but I'm just going to mention it. Cube Controls is talking about their new ELOI. I don't know what it means. System. A revolutionary new shifter and clutch solution that is a first for Cube Controls. The ELOI system integrates both functions into a single cohesive unit, offering a new level of control and immersion. So, anybody know what that means? Forgive me for not. Yeah, see, Joe, we're going full circle. Yeah, Fanatic pedals that were then copied by Moza, then by Thrustmaster, and now Logitech. And rumor has it that Fanatic is going to redesign theirs based on the Logitech improvements and changes. Make it make sense. No, you know what it is? I just think that if you're going to build a basic pedal set, that, you know, Fnatic, bless their heart, came up with a pretty good design, which is, can you just make pedals that will hold the foot plate and use that as the backbone? I mean, we're not talking about $1,000 pedals here, right? We're talking sub $200 pedals. That's a big deal. Oh, I have to watch. There is a slight chance this camera might run out of juice. If this camera goes blank, I have another battery charging. The show will go on. The audio should remain. But I'm going to have to run and grab that other battery. So we'll have a slight interruption. Unless I try to wrap this show up in the next matter of minutes. I see red. I can't tell how much. All right. Next Level announcing their new ES2 Elite seat. Right there. Fiberglass, hydro dipped with a carbon fiber finish. Really nice looking, like, I mean, you would think it was carbon fiber at first look. Really good glossy finish. Nice graphics. Really nice upholstery. Fixed back. One thing I will tell you pre-review, I'm trying to hustle this review out because I'm late. I was supposed to be out with it yesterday. Is that I think this is maybe just a little bit more of a relaxed fixed back. So instead of being like a racing seat that you'd buy for a car from like Sparco, which are very vertical, even if you lean them back, the angle from your thighs to your back is very, very upright, especially if you're old or have a big belly. This seems to be a little bit more relaxed, which is nice. So here, yeah, Tim, I think I'm gonna highly recommend. Yeah, Dirge, I didn't think that I didn't think of when I was preparing anything. It didn't even occur to me that I'd be talking quiet. And now it's kind of hard to adjust all the audios on the fly. So we'll be back to normal next week. I do apologize. Hey Brian, you never know. You know you were the kid at the candy store at the show, so it's easy to come home and feel that way. Too far. Too far. You need to be close to the mic. Yeah, well, carbon fiber, I understand the appeal, right? You know, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Maserati, you know, name your super McLaren, name your supercar, Bugatti. It's all carbon fiber. Everything. The whole car at this point is being made of carbon fiber. So it's so ingrained into our thinking when it comes to performance cars and racing. So even though our simulators don't need it, there's no benefit to a lightweight setup. Well, it's easier to move around. I mean, if I could have an all carbon fiber rig, it would be really easy to slide around the room. That'd be kind of cool. But it would be unnecessary amount of money being spent. Carbon fiber to this day is very expensive by comparison. So I like this. This is a simulated carbon fiber seat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, driver 69. All right. What else? Not a lot more to talk about today. McLaren. This is part of that. We have some better shots though. Playseat, McLaren, and Logitech all joining forces in this whole campaign. That was kind of what I got more focused on last week. I jumped down the McLaren hole instead of really focusing on, like, that's the McLaren rim. So yeah, that's a good looking setup. The SimLab bases, yes, you mean these. So Overtake has a little more information on this. So the DDX torque sync, smooth, precise, powerful. After a year after the Sim Expo in October is announced along with last month's. Okay, here we go. This is Overtake's take. SimLab's DDX wheelbase is quite simply one of the most alive and raw wheelbases we've tried for a long time. The lack of smoothing and filters on the force feedback really put it in the high-end category, but the competition is stiff. And those willing to spend upwards of $1,000, which isn't unreasonable considering what tier they're at, on their hobby only want the very best. Check out what Michael thought about the DDX whilst the base SimLab. Okay, so I drove this at Sim Expo, and the first thing that was so noticeable was how little cogging, how little resistance the wheel had in it. And my immediate thought is, when things are smoother, it allows you to feel more of the force feedback on the low end. And the more filters, the more smoothing, the more drag there might be in the wheel, the more cogging, the more that force feedback has to overcome in terms of noise to be felt. So I completely agree with their assessment, by the way. One of the most alive and raw wheelbases we've tried for a long time. 100% agree with that. So you can check that out. That's at Overtake, and they did a whole write-up on it. And, this is going to be a big deal. We're... wow. How many wheels? How many wheelbases? How many brands? How many ecosystems? It's good. It's good to be a sim racer in 2025, I tell you. And I don't think the prices are out of control. SimLab, they're a high-end company. Them coming out with a super monster Newton meter powered wheel for $1,000. You could argue that this is, like generationally speaking in direct drive bases, I would say we're probably like the industry standard is probably what I would consider a Gen 3 wheelbase in terms of reworking the windings, the magnetics, and all those kind of things. So we're like a Gen 3 level era of direct drive wheelbases. This is certainly starting out at 3 and might even be pushing the boundaries towards 4. And I think you're going to see some new re-engineering out of the bases of companies that you already know, because I think Generation 4 is upon us as we learn how to make the wheels more efficient for sim racing specifically, versus it just being a printing press motor, which is what the original direct drive wheels were nothing more than a motor turned into a sim wheel. But the torque, the power, the speed of that motor wasn't engineered for the usage that we're using. It was engineered more for like turning that printer press for 8 hours a day. So yeah, I think that we're gonna still see some real advancements. And to the newbie in sim racing, they might not notice the difference in feel because they're still getting used to the whole thing. But those who have been doing it for a couple years, been turning hundreds of races a year, they're going to really start to see that the wheels are going to get more alive and more raw, which is great. They're going to start giving you a little bit more hard-hitting effects, like curb effects, like how quick it can hit you is going to happen so much faster if they don't have to overcome filters and drag and friction and things like that. So, Dirge, that is a great question. Another one of the big misses in my mind, and this is one of the things I'm assessing now. We talked about the RaceRoom perhaps missed opportunity with not taking this as a rebranding moment. Thrustmaster not being at the Sim Gaming Expo was a huge miss. For the size of their company and what they're doing, it would have cost them pennies on the dollar for what they're spending on a lot of other things to just cling on to any market share and get any new exposure possible, but they weren't, and they opened the door for Turtle Beach, PXN, and Moza to all have very strong presence at the Sim Gaming Expo. So anybody who did come in, what I saw a lot of? Here's something we haven't talked a lot about at the Sim Gaming Expo that I witnessed for sure. It was the people who brought a friend with them. a friend who doesn't even sim race, but they're like, hey, buddy, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. I'll come with you to the sim. We'll drive down to Chicago. I saw a lot of people who like knew me, came up and introduced me, and then themselves to me, and then said, and this is my buddy Joe. And I'd be like, oh, Joe, do you sim race? He's like, oh, no, but sometimes I drive his rig when I'm at his house. And there was Joe at the show getting to try out a variety of gear and start to size up the industry for himself. So it was a missed opportunity for Thrustmaster not being there, where they had exposure to sim racers. Some new, some veteran, and I think it was a big missed opportunity. Okay, I'm looking for a graphic real quick. Bear with me, guys. I just want to... Excuse me. Is this it? Yeah. Copy. Link. And paste and go. Boop, boop, boo. There we go. All right, so Sunday the 28th. Sunday the 28th. This is the kickoff. If you have not joined, you still have this much time to get in. And I am going to be racing in this. I'm going to be streaming my races. Ameer's going to be racing. He's going to be streaming his races. We haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do there, but we'll be streaming them. And we have the, Simpit Fall 2025 season, Super Formula Light, Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace. Is Pace the right way to say his name? Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, Brands Hatch, Hockenheim Ring, Circuit of the Americas, Watkins Glen, Snetterton, Gilles Villeneuve, and Suzuka, running from September 28th through November 30th. This is going to be a cool season, sponsored by Built PCs. I'm going to be racing at a much, much higher level, graphically and frame rate, that's for sure. And Ricmo Tech are sponsors for this series. And yeah, that starts up Sunday. It's going to be a really, really cool series. It's going to be intense. We're going to have a wide variety of talent, that's for sure. And I think that if you come out and join us, you're going to end up finding yourself with some good rivalries. So all you have to do is type in !Discord. That will get you a link in our chat right now, and you can get into our Discord. We have a section where you can join the league and get all the information that you need on it, and talk to some of the people before the season goes green. I got to figure out my paint scheme. I got to talk to my painter. My painter's on vacation. I got to figure out if I have a paint, or I'm going to be looking pretty generic on this one. But see, Dirge, the TLCM is a great example, though. It's like, even though the Logitech we just showed at 169, or was it 169, they're not ultra performance, right? But they're get the job done at the level that you need. You can be super duper competitive. You're not losing races when you're on a set of TLCMs. You're not losing races when you're on a set of those Logitech pedals. Where did it go? Nobody's gonna lose a race if those are the pedals under their feet. I can tell you that. That's enough performance, even though it looks simple, even though it looks basic, even though it's only, sorry, forgive me, $159, not $69. So even though it's a $160 pedal set, you are not going to lose a race to a guy on a $2,000 pair of hydraulic, pedals. Like, he might have a little bit more glory and fanciness. He might have a little tiny bit more performance, but it's not in the ways that are going to be critical to winning or losing races. These allow you to be consistent. These allow you to be precise. These allow you to get the most out of the car. And whether we're talking about these or any of the copycat brands, getting yourself into a basic load cell pedal is going to get you competitive against the best of the best in sim racing. So, three Atlas, Allen Tech for this racing. Sorry, I missed kind of that. That they make the best fake metal. Thrustmaster makes the best fake metal in sim racing. Lamar. Yeah, exactly, Brian. Yeah, PS4, that was another miss. How does Thrustmaster, a company known for entry-level products, not make their product inherently PS5 compatible? And I think you could even right now, if I was going to make a wheel today, and I'm going to get some hate on this, I'm okay with a wheel company right now saying, look, we're going to make it PC compatible and we're going to have PlayStation compatible. We're not going to worry about Microsoft. We're not going to worry about the Xbox right now. I would be okay with that. I would. I don't think there's a lot that you need to be on the Xbox for versus getting Gran Turismo. No comparison. Gran Turismo trumps everything on the other side of the coin at this point in my mind. So, yeah. And then it makes it more affordable for licensing as far as that goes. All right, let's see here. Here we go. Rally. I did not make the rally this week because Mom's in town. I will be in next week's rally. I'm just trying to get individual pride per rally more than a season anything. And if you look at my history in rally, that would be a winning approach for me because, hey, on any given Sunday, I can have a miracle and score some points, right? But it's certainly not going to be enough to be impressive over the course of the season. So, with that said, this is the results. Where were we? Where were we, you guys? I don't have a name. Where were we? Ooh. Can I get the answer before somebody gives it to me? Central Europe Rally is what just finished up. Central Europe Rally. And Central Europe Rally, it was Jeff SMKU with an overall time of 40.13. 7 seconds back was Hawk, and Alesh Mom finishing in third place, 4 seconds back, just a half a second better than Caractacus, by the way, in fourth. Max Power finishing in fifth. Frank Patcham, I Know Whack, David S, Sporko Mick, Vintage Dude, Dirge, Betty Racing, Lacote, Spatial Dragon, and May Racer round out our results. And with that, after that stage, Hawk Solo is in first place with 86 points. Jeff SMKU in second place with 70, and Caractacus in third. So you have Hawk trying to run away with it. Jeff SMKU doing everything he can to stay in second and stay within any kind of fighting distance with him. And then you have a crazy battle going on all the way from third through, really got to go all the way back to eighth with I Know Whack. And that is Caractacus, Alesh Mom, PS Deadman, Frank Patcham, Max Power, and I Know Whack. So those are our points at this point. And I think that's all I've got for today. Wow, an hour. Isn't it weird that at this point we call an hour-long show a short show? Our battery hung in there. That's good news. Can't believe that. Didn't have to panic there. Forgive me for the audio. We'll have everything restored last week. And if you missed the beginning of the show, we've had a little bit of an off week. So my mom's been in town on vacation. So I really haven't been able to get much done. And right now I'm doing the show. My mom's asleep upstairs. So I'm trying to be a reasonable volume to not wake the entire house on a vacation day. So forgive me for that. But next week I'll try to get everything back to normal and remember to undo the blasting of the microphone that we've done today to make it a reasonable volume for all of you out there. But as usual, I just want to thank you all for joining me on a Friday just to hang out and talk about sim racing. I just also want to, I just like to bring up mental health. And I use that as such a broad term. I don't even just mean mental. I just mean, my mom's here this week, and I'm really lucky. And I posted something in our Discord, but it's like I feel like sometimes I'm guilty of this as well. We take our friends, we take our family, we take the people and the things that are important to us, and we take them for granted. And sometimes we're just not there checking up on them. And, we're reminded about this, unfortunately, at the worst of times. Sometimes maybe something happens and you're like, oh, wow, I really should have spent more time with my buddy, or I should have spent more time with whoever, right? So my plea for you today is check up on the people you love, the people who are important on you. Just, and when I say check up, just call and say hi. Just see how they're doing. Make sure your people important are close as they can be. They might not live in town, but it's probably a good time to pick up the phone and say hi. That is my message for the day, because I am just in a great, great family spirit. Having my mom in town has really reminded me just how important she is to me. And, you know, again, sometimes we take that for granted. I talk to her every few weeks. I'm like, that's cool, I talked to mom. No, but I actually got to see my mom. So anyway, that is my message to you guys. I hope you have a great, great weekend. Please come join us for the Simpit Road Racing Series. Sunday morning, we're going to have this race streaming at Jose Carlos pace. I got to turn some laps, so I'm not embarrassing myself, but I don't have a lot of time. I'm just going to have to kind of show up and run on my ability, which, whatever that means. Anyway, get out there, do some sim racing, have yourselves a great, great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.